season for you guys, but only 12 turnovers tonight. What was the key to that?
Just making sound decisions, hitting open, guy, and trying to play under control. Second quarter, we had so many open looks just because we didn't force anything, got great spacing, didn't make anything. But we stuck to that program. Obviously, our defense helped in the second half, especially getting transition a little bit, and again, just making simple plays. So we've talked about it. We talked about it every year, and when we do it, good things happen.
How would you describe what your sub pattern is right now?
Still early in the season.
Do you like what? I mean, it seems like you guys are really experimenting.
We're winning. We're winning right now. So still early in the year.
Looked like you were a little surprised when you came out I want
to play 48 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised when I come out.
Like you're waiting for someone else to come out there, and you didn't want to come out.
Yeah. We'll fine tune all of that as the season goes on, but we're winning, so it's good.
I mean, we know you like to close quarters. Would that always be your preference to close all 4 quarters?
Yeah, I'm open to different looks that maybe keep minutes monitored, but still allow it to be continuous. So you still keep a rhythm and what I'm used to. But again, long season, so things get ironed out and can change pretty quickly depending on how things are going.
Okay, at 7-1, how good do you think you are right now?
I mean, we're pretty good. I've obviously, had this long homestand. Some teams with not great records, but we're taking care of business, and eventually you play everybody. So it's just a matter of controlling what you can control. Obviously, for us, you got to focus on, again, the things that no matter who you're playing will allow us to be the team that we want to be. Turnovers, our defensive presence, everybody who's out there being a threat to shoot the ball on offense. And then, as we go through the year, continue to measure ourselves against whoever we play. So I like where we're at right now. We're obviously a much better team than we've been in the last 2 years, and we have to continue to prove that every night.
Two blocks tonight, pretty powerful blocks.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just have good timing in the right place at the right time. But I actually looked at Mark and I told him I couldn't do that when he was a coach here. So he had a good laugh out of that when he was on the sidelines. But for me and JP, especially if we're in the backcourt together, until Clay gets back, and even when he is back, we have to do our part to just play position defense, be aggressive on the ball, and allow Wiggs, Sloon, DG, and our bench to do what they do defensively.
Steph, have you guys surprised yourself in how quickly it's all come together?
No, because we got guys that just understand basketball, they understand how to play, and there's always good intentions for what we're trying to do, even if it doesn't necessarily work out when we have high turnover games or a rough game like Memphis down the stretch. We're all trying to do the right things and understand the philosophy of how we are going to create shots, and then obviously defensively our principles that we need to rely on every night. So the record's great. It's 8 games in, a lot of season left, but the way that we're succeeding and the way that we're kind of opening up games and just putting good stretches of basketball together, I'm not surprised at all.
When Andre was up there just a little while ago, he mentioned Wiseman a couple times, like as a starter. He's a starter who's going to be back in there. Having been around him last season and now around him, do you see a different Wiseman, or do you just like he's going to plug right back in? Do you have expectations for what he's going to be like when he's back?
We have high expectations for who he is as a player and what he's going to do. Out there with his skill set and his presence, there was, those bright spots last year where defensively, he was a presence, a monster down there, blocking shots, rebounding, being a rim threat. And he just, obviously, we all know the story, he just couldn't be out there, healthy for long stretches to really, find that rhythm and momentum. So we've seen it. I know he's chomping at the bit to get out there and just watching and understanding and learning and trying to see, when he gets out there, how he can continue to help us, win games and do it in a very efficient way. And it's just a matter of him getting those reps. And when he's back, I don't know what they're saying about when that'll be, but it's hopefully we'll be in a good enough rhythm where we'll keep things simple and he can just have fun playing basketball because it's been so long, and then slowly start to make the minor adjustments I need to make to get right, because it's been a long time.
We've talked about maybe some similarities in your career to Buster Posey, and you've agreed with that. I mean, how did his retirement hit you? Did you watch any of his the press conference yesterday? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I watched his. He's obviously pure class. The way he represented the entire Giants organization and himself, his family. It's so cool to see somebody be able to go out on their own terms with hopefully no regrets and a lot of a wild resume under his belt, and not just the accolades and championships, but there's always like a feeling of somebody who represented one organization for his entire career and did it with class the entire time. And I'm sure anybody who played with him, ran into him, had a conversation with him, they all can speak to that, myself included. So it's pretty awesome to know you stand up on a podium like that when a career is over and you can ride off into the sunset on your own terms. That's dope. So it's obviously a shock. He had a hell of a year this year. So hope to be in that situation not too soon, but
Don't do it right away. Yeah.
I said not too soon.
You guys are number one in defense right now. How much of that? I mean, I know it's team wide, but how much of it is what Draymond is doing right now?
We should start that narrative. It's everything. It's identity. It's versatility of being able to obviously guard a lot of different positions, and then I guess it's not on the stat sheet, but it's showing up in terms of our efficiency every single night, making teams or giving teams difficulty just finding looks, and his just presence and his IQ always shows up. So he's got some dogs with him now. GB coming off the bench, Loon doing his job, Wiggs on the ball. So just trying to create that identity and that expectation we can do that every night no matter who we play.
What have you thought early of Kuminga?
He's staying ready. Obviously, he hadn't had his real turn, and he has to control what he can control right now. Just continue to work on his skill set. Stay ready because things can change really quickly in this league, and we all know that. We've all been through it. So, I know it's hard to stay patient. It's a high draft pick. Like, everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to be out there right away. But, his time will come, and just got to stay locked in because, right now we're extremely deep. And you say when he comes out there, he's a freak athlete. He's got a pretty good awareness of the game and can make plays. So that'll pay off eventually.